Hello, I'm the Eternal Newbie. The extra L is for loud. As in, the DM in today's story might be the biggest loud I've ever heard of in my D&D tale-telling days. This guy is a louse of the highest magnitude and exudes major nice guy energy. You may think right now I'm overselling it, but stick around, you will see if anything, I'm being too nice to him. But that's only because dirtbag, sleazeball, and scumbag don't begin with the letter L. Let's get to it, shall we? So I was out with some friends, and one of them brought along their brother. He was pretty quiet, and I noticed he was wearing an Elden Ring shirt, so I figured I'd start a conversation. We ended up talking about games for a bit, and landed on D&D. I mentioned how I'd been looking to play it for over a year now, and he said he was an experienced DM, and we should start a table. I was super excited. Then, he made this comment about how I don't look like I'm into that kind of stuff, whatever that means. It's not an unusual comment, but he kept going on and on about it for like a good 5 minutes until the point where I was just awkwardly smiling and nodding. First red flag. We exchanged numbers, and a week later he reached out so we could set something up with his friends. So session 0 comes around, and it's all fun and games. He's a bit bossy with my character, but I don't mind much since it was my first time and figured he was just trying to help. He said he'd generate character pics for us, which I was super excited about. Later that night, he sends over the images, and mine had huge boobs, and was wearing an outfit that looked very much like the one I was wearing when we met, which was kind of a one-piece catsuit. Pretty specific. This made me really uneasy, but I still tried to rub it off as him being harmlessly weird, since he was very nice when we met. I tend to think everyone is very nice. Things just started progressively getting weirder from there. During one session, he suggested my character use charm to get out of combat. But then it kept happening. He'd always find a way to steer things in that direction. Whether it was a guard blocking the path, an NPC with useful information, or a monster, he'd suggest that my character seduce them to get what we needed. And the reward for doing so would always be something really valuable for the group, like critical information or an item that could make a difference in the next encounter. So it was hard to say no. At one point, he made a cutscene where a monster pinned my character to the floor and licked her body from head to toe. The hell? Slow your roll there, Romeo. Actually, on second thought, take said roll and lock it away someplace deep and dark, then throw away the key. This DM is creepy with a capital C-R-E-E-P-Y. Like other creeps come from far and wide to learn his creepy ways. Kind of like if Yoda was a degenerate mouth-breathing creeper. The role-playing table is no place to play out your sick fantasies unless for some reason all parties agree to it beforehand, which obviously did not happen here. I feel so bad for OP. All she wanted to do was learn the amazing game that is D&D, and she ends up getting this bullcrap pulled on her. He'd often put me in situations where it was either death or engaging in these weird fantasies, like, do you want to seduce them or attack 5 mimics by yourself? Which ended up in some very long, weird, and detailed interactions where I inevitably chose to seduce them, disguised as a joke. He would make such weird comments, like how a monster could smell my fertility, or how I attracted them with my femininity. Another time, he had me sneak past a naked troll and described in great detail how the size of his balls were big enough to choke me to death. He'd also do things like say one of his friend's characters had a debuff from having a boner because of me. Just very frickin' odd stuff. His friends just seemed to laugh this off as a joke, and apparently thought it was very funny for some reason. After the monster licking, naked troll, and boner incident, I mentioned I wouldn't be able to join the next session because I had plans with my boyfriend. It was just an excuse while I thought about how to approach that I wasn't joining anymore. Which apparently he wasn't aware of, even though we have pictures together on Instagram and we've been together for 5 years. So it's widely known in our friend group. I went on with my day and later found out he had sent me a bunch of texts on WhatsApp, but deleted them, so I couldn't read them. He also messaged the group saying he was going through some personal issues and just canceled the whole campaign. Edit. I later told my friend, his brother, about the texts, and apparently he was upset I didn't tell him I had a boyfriend and felt led on. I don't see why I need to actively announce my relationship status to everyone I talk to, or why it matters for a D&D game. We just had a normal, friendly interaction. So the whole thing was his way of trying to date me or something. I'm so confused as to why he thinks that making me seduce goblins, trolls, and getting licked by monsters would be somehow attractive or make me want to be with him. Anyway, very traumatizing for a first and only experience, although I can't help but laugh at how crazy this was. LMAO. And they say romance is dead. This DM gives off major incel energy. I can't believe he actually thought this was the way to woo OP. Like he said to himself, I'll introduce a big ball troll that spent a long time describing said balls, and she'll have to fall in love with me then. I mean, what lady could resist that? It's lucky for him it didn't work out anyway. His imaginary girlfriend would have been really pissed. But enough from me, what do you think? I would love to hear your thoughts in comment form. Likes are likewise appreciated, and if you're new around here, how about sticking around with a sub? In any case, thank you so much for watching, and as always, play your character. Don't let your character play you.